I'll see if the stream is actually up, because it was not. I'm about to do some stuff. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see this. Okay, cool. I got this muted. So I'm gonna try to attempt to bring my perspective with my using my questionable knowledge of the FNAF lore, because I've watched a lot of FNAF theories. I get the premise. I know that there was a guy that killed a bunch of kids. I know that a lot of the mysteries have gone unsolved for years. I have a basic premise, and I'm not really like too deep into the community like that. I'm not like siding with this one or this one. I'm just kind of like all around listening and just kind of like, because some of them I do disagree with, but there's other ones I'm just like, like logically I can understand why this would be this or that or whatever, but I just want to try to like throw my perspective of how I view things with FNAF 4, because with FNAF 4, I know that's like literally the hardest one to solve, because it's damn near impossible to solve, given with how we all look at it. And I think I should watch that. That looks like the Wink Show or whatever, similar art style. Check this out now too, because people are just this guy. It might be the same guy. They might be just uploading mods. But I'm not gonna get distracted though. But I just want to look at the FNAF 4 mini games and stream this real quick. FNAF 4 mini games, because if I remember correctly, there are so many different things in this. I like how this is looked at too. These like main things are looked at right here, but there's like so much going on. I think this part. No, that's not when the Crown Child's dead right there. No, they're not even showing that in this thumbnail. But there's so many things that I started to notice as I was listening to this, because we could look at this for. I think what we have to do is, I think we need to start looking at these mini games like for a couple of days to like weeks when it ends, and so stuff just starts like picking up and clicking. Because I feel like what people are doing, they're looking at it for they look at like one day every couple of weeks or so, and then it's just like, like how deep are some of these YouTubers really going into this? Like, because I know like people are picking apart words for context and then trying to figure out if there's like a metaphor in the context, like word wise versus visually. Now, I've watched a lot of T-Dreads, I watched a lot of Gibby's Horror Homestead, I watched a lot of Narraven, a lot of them, Game Theory, all of them, right? And I kind of want to bring my perspective based off what I understand from that, but also like just from what I'm visually looking at too, not just taking inspiration from that too, but some inspiration from that too at the same time. So I'm not going to start overly analyzing and picking apart the part where it says 5 days to the party. I'm just look at like the visual stuff, and then I'm gonna go back to like the context visually. So the part I wanted to talk about, I'm gonna skip this because I went through a lot of these. I didn't make it to this part yet when I was looking at it, because I was looking at it on my phone first, but I was like, I want to live stream it real quick. So I was what I was looking at, what I noticed is that the color that seems to be one of the main focuses in this entire thing, at least for the first 2 or 3 mini games, is the color red. Because if you scroll back, Crying Child's Foxy head is missing, and Foxy's red. And the game seems to be pointing focus towards things that are red, or using the color red to point focus towards certain things. So I'll skip this right here. Either he doesn't like Foxy, or the Crying Child was just scared, because he's scared. He's scared of the Foxy head. Some people say like he tore it off, or the brother took it. My first thought when I first played this game was that the brother took it because he was just being a dick. So I don't know, but that's the one I like to go with. I genuinely think that the brother wanted to bully him so bad, so he took the head and started using his own toy to scare him, to make him afraid of Foxy. And thus that ended up becoming the Crying Child's representation or projection in his mind of his brother being Foxy, so, to some extent. Then you got this one. So this part right here, right? He left without you. Who? A friend? Was it the brother? Was it the dad? Because the dad is clearly there. Now there's also this too. He left without you. I didn't even read this part. I'm skipping this though. But I'm looking at the red doors. My thing is, I questioned is, why is there a red background? Because I'm pretty sure I feel like I've heard someone comment on this in a video. I don't know if I don't know if I've heard someone talk about it while playing this. My thing is, why is there a red background on a fun-loving, like supposed to be like a fun-loving character? This, I don't want to say it looks demonic, but it just looks like something that shouldn't be visually appealing to a kid. Like it just feels wrong because it's a red background. Like it's almost like Scott wants you to like know, like, hey, this is bad. Like, look at this. This is bad. And then you know what's also crazy? I just realized. I mean, it could be a window. Did T-Dreads ever say anything about it being a window and then get disproven by Gibby? I don't know. I feel like it's been talked about before, like where these could be windows, because people were saying how there are theories going around there are theories going around on how FNAF4 is supposed to be like a nightmare chamber or something like that. I mean, yeah, look at the gray walls. There's purple up here. I mean, I think it could be blue, but to me it looks purple somewhat. Okay, now that I'm saying that, it's making me go back and forth. But the walls should not be gray in a Fredbear's Family Diner. That just looks weird to me. This looks like a room that the crying child is clearly trapped in. It almost looks like the sister location room, almost, sort of, but it's not that at all either. And it's so weird. And I doubt Afton would have holograms just sitting around everywhere. Because, I mean, if they're holograms, why do you have that in 1983? They can't be in 1983. And if this is the crying child, then what is he doing here in a place that is supposed to be 1983 but isn't 1983? I'm not saying I'm interpreting it that way, but I'm starting to, because I'm throwing it out there as an idea. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what if this is a simulation and the crying child is just in it? Because don't get me wrong, we all know this. He's not like dead yet in this part. He's physically there. He's not floating around trapped in like an endless nightmare of his memories. That does not. No, there's no, because like the walls are gray. I feel like Scott would use some type of imagery to directly indicate that this is all like, because remember in FNAF 3 you play a Shadow Bonnie and you are floating around in the different locations, the different Easter eggs, and there's a black background that is like clearly meant to represent something like, you know, like, hey, you're phasing through these memories, you're trying to put the pieces together in some metaphorical way using either the guard or some type of spirit or something. Because William isn't Springtrap. We don't know if that's supposed to mean like, oh, after the fire, you know, he turned into like a bunny avatar spirit thing and tried to redeem himself, quote unquote, by putting them back together. It didn't work because I hated him too much. Like, I don't know, like, that's one way to look at it, I guess. But I mean, also what Scott's saying, that the bad ending and the good ending are both canon, but it's complicated. That doesn't like, it doesn't really help. So like they tried to move him, but they just couldn't still. I guess. But with me, back to this though, I was saying the focus here for me is red, because it seems like every time there's a red balloon somewhere, I mean, you could say, like, oh, every time there's a blue balloon or a purple balloon seems like it makes more sense, right, because of William, but William's not everywhere in this game. He's just in that one spot. You only see him there. I mean, yeah, clear he's running the show, no pun intended, but like, for however you may take that, but I'm just saying, like, running the show as a good, because he clearly owns this place. He's a part of this in some way. So I feel like, personally, William is calling the shots here. Like, but the thing is, like, no. Personally, I feel like the red is important. There's a red balloon right here. Then you have a red background behind a golden Freddy, which should not be there. And back to what I was saying about SL. If this is a nightmare chamber, that is a... Yeah, that's what's getting me about that. Like, hold on, I don't want the stream to end it. Okay, the stream is still gone. So, my thing is, like, the red is clearly a focus here. Clearly, it very clearly is. Yeah, sorry, I'm double checking to make sure, because I don't think you can actually see my cursor. I wish there was a way to like tell if it's showing or not, but I can't tell if it clearly isn't showing. Automatic Windows 10 and up. Yeah, you're not seeing.